In this video, something really vital needs to be addressed. Is that there is a major difference between being a Juventus fan and a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Being a Cristiano Ronaldo fan does not mean that you are a fan of Juventus. If you are a fan of Ronaldo and you call yourself a Juventus fan, let's call you out on your BS and your blasphemy. Because first and foremost, how can you call yourself a Juventus fan if you've never gone through the struggles and the pain and the anguish that comes with having your heart ripped apart in the final game of the Champions League? You just don't experience that. So that's why you can't really call yourself a Bianconeri. It's because you did not see the club during its low points of time. Calciopoli, losing the Champions League finals. Those were hard times to endure as a fan. And that's what you don't really experience when you root for Manchester United, when they won the Champions League, when they were being really dominant in England and Europe, both at the same time. They experienced winning the Champions League, 4 times with Cristiano Ronaldo when he was over at Real Madrid. So you guys are not Juventus fans. Because were you all rooting for Juventus in the 2017 Champions League final? No. You were happy to see Juventus lose. So no, y'all are not Juventus fans. There's a difference between being a supporter of a club like Juventus versus being a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. And all the Facebook likes, the Twitter likes and whatnot, the Juventus YouTube channel likes, those were all likes from people that openly rooted against Juventus when they were facing off against Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League. So you guys are not Juventus fans. You guys are not one of us, but nonetheless, you are still supporting the club today. You're not always going to be supporting the club when Ronaldo retires. Some of y'all Madristas are going to go back to rooting for Real Madrid, and you're just going to go back to rooting for whoever you're going to root for once Cristiano Ronaldo retires. And that's perfectly fine with me. There's a major difference because you have to own one of these. You have to own one of these to be a serious fan of the Bianconeri, of the black and white, of Juventus. All right, this is a much better logo than the old logo. In fact, I hate the old logo. I hate the new logo. I hate the new logo because it's just a plain ass J. It's gay. It doesn't have the crown in the middle. It doesn't have, the black and white stripes. It doesn't have the bull, the symbol of Turin in the middle. And the bull is determined and stubborn until the end. That's what the bull embodies, is the Juventus slogan until the end. And this is a jersey of Giorgio Chiellini. Have the Cristiano Ronaldo fans that call themselves Juventus supporters helped out the club in the big way? Is yes, because the Juventus board, the members of their corporate governance, have done a great job of branding the club and expanding it all across the world. If that means getting more exposure by having Cristiano Ronaldo on the team, then that's fantastic, because the club is certainly more valuable and the club can attract the finest of the finest players by bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo to the team. So the Ronaldo fans have definitely helped out the club. Exor, the parent company that owns Juventus. Yes, they provided a great value to the whole Juventus organization, Juventus SPA. Now, one thing that's happening throughout the next few years is that the identity of the club, how's that going to change with bringing in Real Madrid players? Is Juventus going to change its style of play and whatnot? I think some things that might change, obviously, is bringing in more attacking, dynamic players that can do more with the ball. Miran Pjanic, very smart player, a maestro. This guy's a fine set piece taker. He's great at delivering balls in. Blaise Matuidi is box to box. He's as physical as it gets. He wins duels for possession. Juventus like to be physical, to go out there and dominate and win possession in the midfield and cut out passing lanes and just playing really intelligently out there. Juventus can't sacrifice that. Juventus, you got to continue to gun for the best defenders in Italy. They need to bring in the very best of the best. They need to find the next Leonardo Bonucci, who played with a Serie B, Serie C club, and he turns out to be this really brilliant player. They need to snag a player like Giorgio Chiellini from Fiorentina to become the next great defender of Calcio, following Paolo Maldini and Marco Materazzi. Right next in line was Giorgio Chiellini. And so Juventus must never sacrifice defense. They must never sacrifice organization throughout the game. One thing that I would like to see change is that Juventus can continue to play intelligently, to use all their stamina in the second half of games, to push more in the second half. And I think that's really the next step we must take Juventus tactically, is that they must go out and make it open and just beat you with the athletes in the second half of matches. And that's what I think Massimiliano Allegri has not done yet effectively. But the overall pragmatism of Massimiliano Allegri is why Juventus fans support the manager. We Juventinos support the manager. We support his style of play and what he's done to make Juventus the most imposing defensive team in Europe after what we did to Atletico Madrid. All credit to Massimiliano Allegri for seeing the game as it is, for going out and making adjustments in the second half. And really, Juventus like to wear you down mentally. Rather than physically, Juventus like to wear you down mentally. Well, Juventus must wear down opponents mentally and physically. Mentally is to get the opponent to make mistakes after continuous repetition, allowing us to go on a counterattack when we stay organized at the back. And when we pick up a win in the midfield, and that's going to open some things for our fantastic strikers up front. So we must force the opponent to make mental mistakes in the second half of matches, and we must go out and press with more tenacity and authority, to go out there and win balls, and to go out there and really push and have more of a vertical, forward attack. And to go away from sideways and just getting that ball forward into the other opponent's half, and to start to wear down those central backs. So there's some identity concerns with what the Ronaldo move as represented for his own personal demands, who to play with him, as well as maintaining what has made Juventus great in the past and what has made Juventus forever one of the best clubs in Europe, when it's not those stupid motherfuckers that are orchestrating the whole Calciopoli scandal because they can't beat them on the pitch. I'm talking about you little Inter-rats, you stupid motherfuckers. Y'all haven't done shit there. Y'all haven't done shit on the pitch. Quit fucking worrying about winning off the pitch and in the court system, and maybe your little shit-ass club could play better. So overall, a Ronaldo fan is very different than a Juventus fan. Juventus will welcome the Ronaldo supporters with open arms, as is the case. I have my concerns with them. I have my problems with them. Attacking Allegri, okay. Playing this pragmatic is going to help preserve Ronaldo's body. We need Ronaldo at top form later on in his career. He's a smart guy for envisioning this move years and years and years down the road, because quite frankly, I think Ronaldo knew that he always wanted to play for Juventus, Real Madrid, and Manchester United. So at this point, moving forward, Juventus, world-class supporters, the most world-class supporters there are going to celebrate Ronaldo and applaud him, clap him off, even when he has a bad game, because Ronaldo truly wants to be the greatest, and he gives it all every single game. And that's what matters. We're not going to boo him like Real Madrid fans. Real Madrid fans are vile. Ronaldo fans would never boo Cristiano like the Real Madrid fans. So I think Ronaldo fans, like Juventus fans, that we're not going to rip him apart, yada, for having a bad game or whatnot, because we're not a bunch of arrogant, deluded dickheads like Real Madrid fans. That's how Real Madrid fans have always been. Yeah, so the very best is yet to come for the greatest striker the game has ever seen. The greatest scorer the game has ever seen, Cristiano Ronaldo. The guy is amazing. That powerful header, that even if it's penalties, just executing from the spot against Lazio and Torino, that goal against AC Milan, and that goal in the Supercopa, man, that was amazing, man. That finish against Empoli, man, that was super fucking amazing. He should have had 4 or 5 goals against Sassuolo. He was pretty wasteful in that game. Parma should have had a hat trick. You see, there are multiple times where he should have had a hat trick, and Ronaldo would tell you that he would have told you that he should have had at least 7, 8, 9 more goals this year if he had some better finishing. So yes, Juventus fans, we appreciate legends or whatnot. We know what it means to support. We appreciate world-class talent. And we know what needs to happen from this point on to keep Juventus at the top. Forza Calcio de Juventus. Fino alla fine. Until the end, baby. Forza Ronaldo, Forza Juventus, Forza La Gioia, Forza Giorgio Chiellini, Forza Buffon, Forza Massimiliano Allegri, Forza Agnelli, Forza the Juventinos.